if we talk about the preservation of muscle, bone, and brain, there's one thing that's obvious. They're all interconnected. I mean, if you're unwell and you've got hypertension, diabetes, things like that, that's going to have an effect on your brain. And it might have an effect on your muscle. They're all interconnected. But the one thing that's common in all three of them is that exercise. So the best supplement we can do is actually iron in the form of a dumbbell. It's exercising, which will give you the benefit for the muscle, for the bones, and for the brain. So supplementation helps, but it's not the all. You need to look at other options first before you go into supplementation.
And I think the other side of that is if you do exercise, that'll also show you if you are deficient in something that you can supplement, because that's the other part is just taking protein and you're not exercising, make you feel full, but you're not going to use the protein. The body's not asking for it at that point. Almost the same with creatine, with the small exception of a brain. The creatine will bring in the muscle, the water and the energy, but you're not going to use it if you do not exercise. And almost the same as with your brain. If you do not exercise your brain, if you just sit at home doing nothing and you're not actually stimulating that brain, it's not going to ask for more building blocks. So, and thank you for bringing that up. I think people need to understand just supplementing for the sake of supplementing is not the right way. You need to have a focused approach and say, okay, but this is the reason why I'm supplementing.
No, absolutely. You can't do a blanket supplementation as such. And as I mentioned previously with the multivit, often we can't test everything in the vitamins, and you don't know if you're going to go high or low. And the idea is to supplement. So if you want to go that route, the best way is to pulse it. So you're going to take some supplements for a period, maybe when you know you're going to go through a stressful period, there's exams coming up or there's year-end meetings or whatever. You might feel that your body needs something a little bit more than normal because you're going to have more stress in the body. Then you might go on a multivitamin supplementation for that period of time, and then you stop it and you go off it. I don't think you should be on it permanently, but that's a very blanket idea of how you could do it if you don't necessarily have access to specific testing.
And I think that's such a good way to look at it. I mean, even creatine, you should have a cycle. So you should have, let's say, every 4 months, stop taking it for a little bit and then cycle it a little bit. Again, the same with protein, just because otherwise your body gets used to what you're doing every day. So just make it, look for it again. And it's a good thing we're not sponsored by anyone, because we're probably not making money for the vitamin people out there. But you do need supplementation, but you need to have it focused. So yeah.
Yeah, focus supplementation. I think that's the message at the end of the day. Some of these consumer genetic tests, they can test for certain pathways, which might suggest certain vitamins or minerals that you might be low in. And that might be helpful sometimes to know you might be low in vitamin C or your pathways, or you've got one of the little snippets missing in the vitamin D pathway, which basically, at the end of the day, you still need to test, because you still need to test to see if your the level of your vitamin D. But at least you know that there might be the possibility that your vitamin D might be low. So sometimes people come in with those tests to us before they've done everything else. So there's sometimes a little bit of pulls in that test that you can use, but at the end of the day, we still need to test to make sure.
Yeah.